Welcome to Family Gamer TV. This week we're looking at Little Big Planet Vita, which is a new game for Sony's new handheld console, the PS Vita. Now, if you haven't come across Little Big Planet already, it's worth checking out. It's a PlayStation 3 game. It looks quite unusual because all the scenery and all the graphics all look like they've been cut out of cardboard, so it has quite a sort of a homemade feel. And in through that environment, you have a little cloth-made character called a Sackboy, and you explore that world in a platforming game that my kids really like. You can play up to 4 players on the PlayStation 3, and there's 2 games, the original Little Big Planet and Little Big Planet 2. But as well as that platforming experience, there's actually a whole other side to the game, which is the ability to create your own levels. Now, with your Sackboy, you can go in and enter an empty level and then create a world for you to explore and for other players to explore. You can put elements in that world, craft them and shape them to be how you want them to be, pick the materials, and then when you click play, they all respond to your character and to other objects as they would in real life with their real-time physics. So it's a really nice game creator, and I really like it because my kids have got involved in making games like this. So rather than just consuming Little Big Planet as a game, they actually have got involved and have been given access to those tools that the developers use to make a game, so they can see how games are made and also then go and make their own games, which is really good. A little while back, Little Big Planet came out on the PSP, which we really enjoyed. It looked really good. The little Sackboy character and all the worlds were very well realised, and it had that same feel of this sort of creative, imaginative space to go and play in. But what it lacked was that real full-on creative element where you couldn't quite create levels in the same way that you could on the PlayStation 3. So I was really excited that they have just coming up to release on Little Big Planet Vita. Now this looks better again. It really looks like that PlayStation 3 experience, but as well as that, you have the fully fledged create side of the game as well. And it wasn't until I started using it that I realised how much of a different experience it was. Having a touch screen to go in and edit elements, using your tilt controls to navigate, meant that you could actually create worlds much quicker and much more easily than on the PlayStation 3. The game itself, the platforming games that come with Little Big Planet on the Vita, again, take advantage of the touch screen. Sometimes you have to pop elements in to get past the level, or sometimes you have to touch that back rear touch screen or use the tilt on the PlayStation Vita. So I really like how they're really embracing those different controls. But it was the create side where we really had a lot of fun. And as you can see here, very quickly we could create a level, select a sort of a plank of wood, bolt some wheels on it, add a couple of jetpacks, and then connect those to some buttons. And when we pressed play, the kids could jump in, and as soon as they stepped on those buttons, the little skateboard car would go whizzing across the screen. And they had a lot of fun, actually, a whole afternoon just playing with that. And that was a game that we created ourselves, very simple, but they could see quite easily how the game had come together and how the different elements fitted. And it's really given them an interest in game creation rather than just consuming video games. Once you've created a level, you can share it online. You can also look at other people's games that they've played online. You can use the camera on the PlayStation Vita to pull in graphics. And I'm sure our kids will be creating all sorts of family members in their gaming creations as we go forward. And I'm looking forward to seeing what they invent, but also looking forward to seeing what other families invent in Little Big Planet Vita via that sort of online sharing and collaboration. So there you go, Little Big Planet Vita for the PlayStation Vita. We'll be back with more Family Gamer TV soon.